Hello guys, what is up? This is Spooky Noodles. I almost forgot my name. AKA Nicholas Gray, author of Gray Matter, Revised Edition. Yes, read the Revised Edition. It's a collection of horror. Basically what it means is there is 9 short stories in here. And those short stories, well, this one has a lot of blank pages in the back for some reason. But I'm gonna have to re-look at this copy, but oh gosh, I gave her a toy. That was a mistake. But yeah, this is Gray Matter. This has 9 stories in it. It has, let me go to the contents page real quick. It has these stories right there. Boom. That is Gray Matter by Nicholas Gray, me. And by the way, I also give out bookmarks. This is one of the bookmarks, the only bookmark, but not the only, like there's a bunch of them, but this is the one style you're gonna get. It's the cover for Gray Matter. And yeah, it's a pretty cool bookmark. So if you are interested in buying a signed copy from me, let me know. I'm selling them for $15. That's including shipping. So let me know if you want one. I'll put my email in the description, and you guys can send me emails if you want some. But I think everyone here that was going to buy a copy has already bought a copy. So that being said, I just wanted to throw it out there that I do have more copies and I will be selling them. If you are a book reviewer on YouTube or something, let me know. Maybe I can hook you up or something. But yeah, Gray Matter, Revised Edition. And the second one should be coming out soon. I don't want to say how soon, but pretty soon. I'm aiming for a summer release, but we'll see. It could be sooner, it could be later. I don't know. And I have another collection called Nicholas Gray's Halloween Tales, which has like 4 Halloween stories in it. So that's obviously coming out in October. So yeah, I have 2 collections coming out this season, or this year. So yeah, but check out the first one, Gray Matter, a collection of horror by Nicholas Gray. And it says right there, Revised Edition. And it comes with this bookmark if you buy it. So yeah. So enough promotional stuff. Let's talk about the books that I got in the mail today. So I got a total of 4, and 3 of these are rare. Very rare. Like, you aren't going to be able to find these books. That's how rare these are. Like, I got so lucky that one day I was on eBay. I was looking up Wrath James White and Jacked by Mckenzie, which might be in this pile. And I found that someone was selling them 3 books for like $150. That's including shipping. And I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not paying that much. But I was like, I really want these books, though. So what I did was I did the math. I was like, well, maybe if each book cost $25, maybe I would do it. So I asked him if he'd take $75 for them, and he did. So each book, the rare book that I got, cost $25, which is a little bit too much for a book, to be honest. But when they're rare books like these, you know, that are out of print and are hard to find, and are, when you do find them, they're hella expensive, you know, it's a good find. So I think I did a pretty good job. But we're not going to start with the rare books. We're going to save those for, well, next, because the first book I want to show you is by M. Lopez da Silva, and that is Hooker, which is part of the Rewind or Die series. You're not going to be able to see that, but that says number 16 of the Rewind or Die series. So I will read the back of this, and then you guys can figure out if you want to read it or not. So here we go. Los Angeles, 1984. Sylvia Lumen was just trying to make a living, but when her sister is murdered by a serial killer bent on targeting sex workers, she unleashes a bloody trail of vengeance as Hooker, a violent vigilante who uses actual hooks from fish hooks and land scythes to exact her righteous revenge and get her point across to the patriarchy. For too long, the City of Angels has been a haven for sexist predators. With an intrepid, I'm saying this word wrong, intrepid Intrepid. That's the only way my brain is being able to say this word for some reason. So, with an intrepid reporter as her partner and a cast of unforgettable characters, Hooker will splatter her way across 1980s Los Angeles in the retro wave pulp thriller full of action, furious friendship, and queer love. Yes. This book is 116 pages. I don't think there's a picture of the author in the back here. Yeah, there's no picture of the author in the back here. Maybe there is one in the front, maybe? Let me check real quick, because I don't want to... Yeah, I don't know what the author looks like, but, there's no author, you know, like, trying to think of the word I'm looking for, about the author, basically. So, but that would have been cool, because I would have loved to learn who made this book. M. Lopez de Silva wrote this book, 116 pages, very short, sounds like my type of book. So I plan on getting right into this one soon. I have a few books that I must read first, but then this Ride or Die series is something I really want to read. I think I'm going to enjoy like every book I bought so far in this series. So that is the first book. I'll put it down. All right, next we have Jacked by Shane Mckenzie. Now, I'm probably going to send this one to my friend. So, yeah. This is by Severed Press. I will read the synopsis for you guys, and then you guys can tell if you want it. Oh, before I do, though, I want to say really quickly that this book is a total of 84 pages, so it's a really short novella. But I really like this one. I've already read it before. That's why I'm giving it to my friend. Because I really want my friend to read it. But it's like not available on Kindle. And you have to actually find the paperback. And the paperback is so hard to find. So this is a real treasure I'm sending my friend. And I hope he likes it. But deep down, I think it's just one of those novellas you either really love or you really hate. There's no middle ground, really. Maybe he'll end up with a 3 stars just to appease me. But, yeah, I like this story. It was like a really cool, short, you know, novella that, you know, it was just a lot of fun to read. And I do wish it was longer. I think I gave it 4 stars. And one of the reasons why I gave it 4 stars was it was so short. But other than that, I really like this book. So let me read the synopsis for you. And maybe I'll even link my Chester's review in the description. But here we go. Crow, a massive muscle-bound beast of a man, has been banned from all-day fitness because he was caught selling steroids in the locker room. But he won't stop coming back. There are rumors that he spent time in prison and that he is borderline insane. Sid and Gabe are working the graveyard shift and were told to call the police if Crow showed. But the phones are dead. Even their cell phones won't work. Then they notice the slime in the street, running through it like a green bubbling river. They go outside to investigate, see firsthand what the slime does to people it touches, what it turns them into. Trapped inside of the gym with Crow and the countless slimy, bloated zombies pressed against the glass, and the river steadily rising, they begin to wonder if they would be safer outside than in. That's Jacked by Shane Mckenzie. This is my first and only Shane Mckenzie book I've read so far, and I've really enjoyed it. There's another one. It's a coming-of-age story. I think it's called What We Found in the Woods, I think it's called. And it's just like John Nathan's Our Dead Girlfriend or The Body by Stephen King. So I really want to read that one. I think it's a similar premise as John Nathan's book, Our Dead Girlfriend. Basically, it's like, what if the kids found the dead body and did weird things to it? I think that's what it is about. I don't know. I haven't actually read it, so I'd have to read it in order to tell you what it's about. But this is Jacked by Shane Mckenzie. Very cool book. I like the art on it. And the cover, the typography is really cool too. So I like that. And yeah, that's Jacked. Next is this book I am super excited for. Like, you don't even know how excited I was when I saw this. Because I was looking online. I'm like, wow, this is a hard book to find. And you know, I want to read every Wrath Jams book there is. Well, maybe not everyone, because he has a few poetry collections, and I'm not into poetry. It's just not my thing. But, yeah, I saw this and was like, yeah, please, give me. So, That is To the Death by Wrath James White. And I think this is like a wrestling zombie story about this guy who has to, like, you know, fight against these bulk zombies things. But it has a really long synopsis, and this one actually is not that, like, short of a book. This book comes in at 180 pages, and it looks thicker than it actually is. But, yeah, To the Death. I will read the synopsis. Here we go. And it's also really hard to read the synopsis because it's in this weird font. But here we go. In a village in Uganda, the Lord's Revolutionary Militia has raised an army of dead ones. Tens of thousands of voracious living corpses with them. General Joseph Nuazu intends to take over all of Uganda. In San Francisco, Detective Elgin Washington finds the body of former MMA legend Hollister McCoy in a dumpster. His body is badly decayed and covered in an unidentified purple fungus. His neck is broken and there is a gunshot wound to his forehead. Both wounds were delivered post-mortem, and there is evidence that Hollister's brain was still active at the time, several days after the rest of his body had begun to decompose. Agent Emmanuel Stern was with the Ranger Squad in Uganda when they were overrun by hundreds of the living dead. He barely escaped with his life. Days later, while preparing to return to Uganda amid reports that a local warlord was using the fungus to create an undead army, Agent Stern receives word that the corpses have turned up in America, in a major city covered in an unknown purple fungus. Whew, I'm fat and it's hard to read this really fast, so I apologize. MMA fighter Tyler Pope is a rising star in a new underground fight promotion, the Terror Combat League, battling undead former martial arts icons. One day he is offered the fight of a lifetime, $1 million to fight Lester Broad, the former world heavyweight champion, the 280-pound monster who knows no fear, feels no pain, and has only one drive: hunger. Now, he must try to defeat the massive living corpse and claim the prize money while avoiding the CIA and the San Francisco police, who are intent on stopping the zombie-creating fungus from entering the general population. This is another Severed Press one. Love the art there. And yeah, this is by Wrath James White, like I said, who I'm currently reading. Well, not currently. I'm taking a break from The Resurrectionist, but I intend to jump right back into it soon. It was not like I was bored of it or anything like that. I was really enjoying it, even though it was becoming a little tad bit repetitive. I'm sure I was just getting to where it got interesting when I stopped. So yeah, I read Skins by Wrath James White, loved it. I'm reading Resurrectionist, loving it. And now I have To the Death by Wrath James White, which I really want to read. This is just one I don't think I'm ever going to give up, even though I'm one of those people who, once I read a book, I don't have any intention on rereading it, so I just give it away, you know? But I don't know. If the only way you could strip this away from me is if I read it and I either don't like it or I like it so much I want one of my friends to read it. So that's the only way I'm going to give this book away. Excuse me. But yeah, it sounds like this kind of has a little bit of a detective type storyline to it, kind of. So this came out in 2013, which is cool. And yeah, Wrath James White's To the Death. And now we are to the last one, which is kind of a big book. I'm surprised how large this book is. And this is Pure Hate by Wrath James White. And I know the cover's going to not be visible for you guys. I probably should have turned on the one light, but the problem with this one light is that there's a bulb right there. And that bulb shines so bright, and if I move my head a little bit this way or that way, you all are blinded by the light. So I had to turn off the light. But and I also have this ring light that I own that I never use. I feel horrible, but I have this ring light. I just don't have anywhere to actually put it in film where I'm not in like a weird area, you know. So, you know, I gotta make a make up a spot for me to actually film legitly. But right now, this is where I'm going to film today. So yeah, Pure Hate by Wrath James White. You can tell this is probably going to be a vampire story. But let me read the synopsis real quick and then decide if you want to read it. Maybe I'll even read some of the blurbs by Edward Lee, Jack Ketchum, and Cemetery Dance. Is there a blurb on the front? No, there's not. Here we go. Here's the synopsis. The Pine Street slasher murdered half a dozen young gay men in the mid-90s. The Chaperone brutally mutilated young couples in their beds and at the turn of the millennium. The Family Man destroyed entire families. None of these cases were ever solved. Now detectives James Bryant and Titus Baltimore have discovered that all three serial murderers are the same man. They know his name. They know where he lives. They even know who his next victim will be. They know everything about the killer, except how to stop him. 15 years ago, when they were both in high school, Reed Cozen slept with his best friend's girlfriend. Just last night, his former friend, now one of Philadelphia's most notorious serial killers, paid him a visit. He never forgot Reed's betrayal, and he never forgave. So, here are some of the blurbs. Wrath James White is the premier author of hardcore horror, period. That's Edward Lee. If Wrath doesn't make you cringe, then you must be riding in the wrong end of a hearse. Jack Ketchum. And then last one, he has wit and intelligence and utter ruthlessness. Cemetery Dance. And this is a Doulahan Press, which is an imprint of Dark Quest Books, which I doubt is even a thing anymore, but that is Pure Hate by Wrath James White. And that is my haul for today. Now, oh my gosh, this is the hardest part of the haul, choosing which book out of this haul that I actually think I like the most. And to be honest, it's actually kind of a tough pick between To the Death by Wrath James White and Hooker by M. Lopez da Silva. Now, I already read Jack, so I don't count Jack. And Pure Hate sounds good, but at the same time, I'm not sure, because it looks like a zombie or a vampire story due to the fangs on the cover. So I don't really know how to feel about that. But at the same time, it sounds really interesting because they have like two detectives trying to hunt down this killer. So that's really cool to me. So it's really between these two, Hooker by M. Lopez da Silva, and then To the Death by Wrath James White. And if I had to choose between the two, I'm sorry, Hooker, but To the Death by Wrath James White is what I would pick. I plan on reading this, I don't know, either at the end of March or at the beginning of the next month, April. So, I mean, I would like to read it sooner, but I have a lot of books that I need to start reading. But this and the Rewind or Die series just looks very good to me. So, and Wrath James White has not done me wrong yet. The Resurrectionist is good so far, and I really enjoyed Skins. So, you know, To the Death by Wrath James White. Gotta say this is the best out of the haul today. And yeah, Hooker, though, second best. And I gotta give it to this story. It's only 116 pages, so a short novella. Well, not really a short novella, but it's a novella. And I gotta read this soon, you know? Like, I bet it has a really dope opening line. If I can find chapter 1, that is. Or is that chapter 1? It's just weirdly... Hold on. Or is this not even chaptered? Oh, it is chapter... Okay, that is chapter 1 then. I'm sorry. It doesn't say it's chapter 1, so I was confused. A hiss of static in the dark. In the beginning, there were coming attractions. A body was going to be on the news. Yeah, that's the Hooker. Or just Hooker, I should say. Hooker. So, that is my book mail for today. You have these books, which you won't be able to read. But you got the, you got Pure Hate, Jacked, To the Death, and Hooker. These are great books, and, I mean, I don't know if they're great books yet, but 3 of them are super rare, and one is part of the Rewind or Die series, and they're all books that I really want to read, except for Jacked, which I've already read, and I loved. So maybe one day I'll reread Jacked. I'm not sure. But Shane Mckenzie has a way of writing, and it's really good. I like it a lot. But that being said, I did read them when I was I was a younger reader. I read it in like the beginning of 2020, and ever since then, I've kind of grown as a reader and a writer. So, I've been looking into writing a little bit more. Like, I look at their prose a lot more, or the lack of prose. And, yeah, I've been looking into that stuff, and I gotta be honest with you, I'm starting to feel a little better about my work. I used to really think poorly about my writing, but I'm still very humbled. I'm a humble guy, you know. I've read some people's writing in the past, and I've realized that not only did it take a lot of guts for me to release my first edition when it wasn't even really edited that well, or not, it was edited, but there had to be some mistake that happened in the course of me editing it and my editor editing it, and maybe we bumped heads or something. I don't know what happened, but in the end, the book was not well edited, and I released it, and I got smacked in the face, basically told that it was a bad book. And then I revised it, but that's beside the point. What I'm trying to say is, I had guts to release my first collection. I like to think so, at least. And yeah, it was a learning experience for sure. But now I have the revised edition out, which is really good. And if you guys want to buy a signed copy, let me know. I have copies, 30 copies. Well, actually, I have 24 copies now. If you are a reviewer, let me know. You got to be a YouTube reviewer or an Instagram reviewer. You have to have prior work, but if you send me your portfolio or whatever, where you, if you're a reviewer, let me know, and maybe we can work something out, and maybe I'll send you a copy, because I would like to get the name or Gray Matter out there more. Because on Goodreads, if you look up Gray Matter and you look up Gray Matter, the revised edition, they're two different books. Gray Matter, the first edition, has some random reviews. They're 5, 4, 1 stars. They're all over the place. But if you check out the revised edition on Goodreads, there is no reviews on there. And on the Amazon, there's only one review for the revised edition, and it's 5 stars. So if you want to review my book, let me know. Give me your credentials, and I'll see if you're not worth sending a book, but if you meet the criteria for me to send you a book, basically, is what I'm trying to say. That being said, this has been a book mail video. We've been going on for 23 minutes now. Maybe even a little bit more than that. What else, man? What else? When it comes to writing, I wrote a little bit today. Not a lot to say that I wrote, like, enough to say it was a good day. I wrote 700 words. But that's something. It's better than nothing. And I'm getting somewhere with the story. I'm adding, like, characters here and there, and I'm trying to make a mystery, basically, and have you put clues all over the book, and it's really hard to do because I've never done anything like this before. So, it's a learning experience, and if I can do this well, maybe I'll do another detective horror story, because there isn't enough out there. I'm also trying to work on a short story, but I have no idea, no story yet. All I know is that I have this scary scene in my head, and I want to write it on paper, but I don't have any context with it. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta write a story around it and see if I can, if it's good enough. Maybe I'll get it edited, and I will put it on Gray Matter. The second Gray Matter. Right now, the second Gray Matter has 4 short stories. Well, actually, 2 short stories, 2 novelettes. One novelette is, like, fantastic. The other one is, well, I don't know what to think of it yet. I had to reread it and re-edit it and then send it to my editor, and we'll see where it comes out, you know. But we got Chue and Centipede, Field of Fiends, then you have Vampires Bowl Free, and what is the last story? I can't remember the last story at the moment. Oh, The Brain of Ivory Banks. So those are the 4 stories that I have in the second collection of Gray Matter. I would like to add at least one more story to the collection, but we'll see if I can come up with anything before my birthday. I wrote a short story for a anthology, and right now it's being edited. Oh, actually, it's not being edited. It's in line to be edited. Right now, my editor is working on another short story I wrote, which is called Vampires Bowl Free. And I already said that it's going into the second collection. That means I have only one more story that needs to be edited, and that's Chue and Centipede. And then the collection is ready, unless I decide to add more stories to it, which is totally possible. Today I did get a rejection letter. I got rejected from the Welcome to the Splatter Club, which is fine. I understand. My story didn't really have anything that was splatter-esque or whatever. None of it was splatterpunk, and it was slightly extreme horror, so it was a stretch that they would even accept me. But I thought I'd give it a shot, you know. Got rejected. That's okay, though. I'll still buy the second book because I would like to support that group a lot. So it's just kind of a bummer, you know, getting rejection letters. It's just part of the game, though. I've gotten more than a dozen, so I don't even know where I'm at with rejection letters now. But I know for a while there I was saying I was at 10, so I got to be more than 12 at this point. So therefore, I'm over a dozen rejections, which is cool. I'm waiting for one more decision letter. I'm calling it a decision letter because I don't want to call it a rejection letter. That's just saying you know it's going to be a rejection, so I don't want to put that out there. So, you know, I'm waiting for a decision letter, and I don't mean to be down on myself, but I'm pretty sure that it's going to get rejected. Excuse me. I'm pretty sure it's going to get rejected because I don't think it meets the criteria very well. I mean, it might reach the story criteria, but they also said that they wanted 7,000 words or less, like 3,000 to 7,000, and I sent them a story that was 8,000 words. So they probably will decline it just because I didn't follow the rules. But if they actually took the time to read the story, they would know that it could fit their anthology very well. But that being said, I don't know who is submitting to this anthology. So, you know, part of me is like worried that I'm going to get a rejection, and I probably will get a rejection. But if I keep saying that it's going to be a rejection, then when it's a rejection, you know, I'm going to be bummed out, you know. But I put it out there, you know, like, you know, I like secretly, I don't know if I'm going to get a rejection or not. But if I keep saying I'm going to get a rejection, I don't know. It just, my confidence gets lowered, I guess. And then I don't think really good about myself. So I'm going to call it a decision letter. And if that decision letter comes in the mail and I get accepted, I will let y'all know. If I get rejected, I'll probably let you know. But yeah, it's been a really fun writing year in 2020. I only released one book, but a lot of writing happened at the very end of the year too. But all year I wrote a lot, and I released Gray Matter in, I don't even remember when I released Gray Matter, but revised edition came out in like the summer, I think. I'm not really sure. So I released one book this year. Technically it was 2, but The Thing in the Ward is in Gray Matter, so the revised edition. So I don't know. I'm just going to say I released one book this year. This year I hope at least to release 4 books. I have The Halloween Tales, which is a very short book about Halloween. Well, not about Halloween, but stories that take place on Halloween. Then I have Gray Matter 2, which is another short collection It's probably going to be just as long as my first collection, but it's going to have less stories. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be longer and more detailed, but less stories, you know? So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It depends on what you like when you read. Um, then I have 2 novellas that I want to release. Actually, 3 novellas I want to release, but I'm going to keep it down to 2 because really, if I say 3, then that makes 5, and there's no way I'm going to release 5 books this year. This is just being honest. But you know, the 3 books I want to release are novellas, and you have Space Waste by me, of course. They're all by me. Why am I even saying that? You got Space Waste, then you have Triad, then you have Take Me From Here. So those 3 novellas I'm hoping to come out this year. And yeah. So, and I even printed a shirt, kind of prematurely, but I printed a shirt that says Nicholas Gray, and it has my 2020 releases, or 2021 releases. And it has the 4 books on it. Triad. It has Triad, Space Waste, Take Me From Here, I think, and Halloween Tales, or it has Gray Matter 2 on it. I'm not really sure. I don't remember what covers I put on it, but we'll see. We'll see what comes out this year. We're in the 1st of January, or not the 1st of January, but we're in January right now, and so far it's a good year. I read 17% of John Everson's story Voodoo Heart. Very, very good book. I also have to read Wesley Southard's Cruel Summer, which I'm really behind on. There's no way I'm going to be able to read it before it comes out, I think, or at least finish it when it comes out. But I'll try after I finish Voodoo Heart, because that's a book that I was supposed to review a long time ago. I think it came out in like November, so it was a book that I was supposed to make a review for before it released, and I never did, so I feel kind of bad. Plus, it's a really good story, and it's a detective story, and I'm writing a detective story, so I could use some inspiration. Sorry, I thought I saw something out in the sky, but it's a plane. I'm always looking at the sky, and I always think I see UFOs, you know? I'm a little paranoid when it comes to UFOs. Not saying that UFOs are coming and visiting us and abducting us or anything like that. But I do believe in aliens, in a sense. I don't know if they're, you know, traveling through the galaxy and stuff like that, or space. But I do believe in aliens, so I'm always looking at the sky, and if I see something weird, like I have seen something weird once in the sky, I won't get into it, but I saw something weird in the sky, and there's actually news articles online about it in Michigan. I don't remember what it ended up being, but it stood in the center of the sky, very low. You could see it very well, not detailed, but it was like this glowing light that just hung in the air for a while. And then it just kind of faded, I guess. And everyone was claiming, oh, that was just one of those fireworks that go up and, you know, but it's like it hung there for a while. So, like, I don't know what to call it, you know. I don't know what it was. It had, even though it's an UFO, doesn't mean it's an alien, you know what I'm saying? It's just unidentified flying objects. So, yeah, it was a really odd. I remember it being really odd. I was walking outside with my girlfriend's dog, and yeah, I saw it. But anyway, this is getting off topic, ain't it? Yeah, writing has been good. I am going to read a bunch of books this year. I hope to reach 45 books read total this year. And I'm reading books that I started in 2020 and did not finish. So like Ronald Kelly's Bloodkin, Island by Richard Lehman, 12 Gauge or Father's Little Helper by Ronald Kelly. Then you have Resurrectionist by Wrath James White. There's a few books that I started and did not finish. I have Kathy Coach's Bad Brains, which I'm 200 pages into, and I can't finish because it's so boring. But that's a little mean. I don't mean to be rude, but it's just a little boring. It's just 2 dudes traveling the country, and it's just boring. They're not doing anything. It's nothing productive's happening in the story. So I'm not really liking it, and I think I might not go back into it. But you know, I read 200 pages. Might as well try to finish the last 160, you know? But that's another story for a different time. We are going on 35 minutes. So this has been a book mail video. Sorry it's so long, you know. I don't know when the next book haul or book mail will be, but the next book mail is going to have, I'm going to wait until I get at least 2 or 3 books in the book mail. So I'm going to wait, like, I'm going to wait a few days. I'll get one, then I'll put it to the side, and I'll get another, and I'll put it to the side until I have a decent amount of books to show off. So yeah, this has been a book mail. I'm sorry it's such a long video. I know half of y'all, or most of y'all, are not going to watch this whole video, but maybe put it in the background while you're doing stuff, you know, and yeah, or fast forward, you know, just fast forward and, you know, and skip a little bit and see if anything interesting happens. So anyways, that is my book mail video. I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you have a spooky night. It's always nice talking to y'all, and I hope you have a great day, y'all. So, all right, peace out.